Today we are going to talk about nutrition for insulin resistance and impaired carbohydrate metabolism. This is one of the most common reasons for weight gain, chronic fatigue, constant sugar cravings, skin problems, and reduced cognitive function. The good news is that nutrition is one of the most powerful tools for correcting this condition. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. My name is Maya Fromanet. I'm a registered dietitian and preventive medicine specialist. And you are on a channel where we talk about nutrition, beauty, and health. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and give this video a like. And leave a comment below. Have you ever dealt with insulin resistance, prediabetes, or type 2 diabetes? And what nutrition principles do you follow? In this video, I'm going to focus on one of the hormonal imbalances that can cause weight gain or make it difficult to lose weight: insulin resistance. But before we dive in, check out this video where I explain in detail what other hormonal reasons can affect weight loss. I'll leave the link to this video in the description. So what is insulin resistance? Insulin is a hormone produced by the pancreas that helps glucose enter the cells. With insulin resistance, the cells become less sensitive to insulin, and the pancreas starts producing more and more of it. This leads to chronically elevated insulin levels in the blood. What test should you take to find out if you have insulin resistance and carbohydrate metabolism issues? If you have excess fat around your belly, intense sugar cravings, drowsiness, and fatigue after meals, you should definitely check the following markers: fasting glucose, fasting insulin, insulin resistance index, and glycated hemoglobin. Chronically elevated insulin not only prevents cells from properly using glucose, essentially leading to cellular starvation, but also blocks the breakdown of fat stores. With insulin resistance, even when you're in a calorie deficit, the body struggles to effectively burn fat. There can be several causes of this condition, and they often act in combination. Here are the main ones. First, excessive consumption of sugar and fast-digesting carbohydrates. A constant intake of sugar forces the pancreas to produce more and more insulin. Over time, cells stop responding to it. The second reason is a sedentary lifestyle. Physical activity improves the ability of cells to absorb glucose from the blood. Without regular movement, this mechanism becomes less efficient and insulin sensitivity decreases. Reason number 3 is chronic stress. Chronically elevated cortisol reduces cellular sensitivity to insulin, disrupts its function, causes blood sugar spikes, and promotes fat storage, especially in the abdominal area. Reason number 4 is sleep deprivation. Even just a few nights of poor sleep can reduce insulin sensitivity by 20–30%. The fifth reason is a deficiency in specific nutrients. A lack of magnesium, vitamin D, omega-3s, zinc, and chromium impairs insulin function and reduces cellular sensitivity to it. Genetic predisposition also plays a role. In some people, insulin resistance can develop more quickly in the presence of other risk factors, especially if there's a family history of the condition. There can be many causes of insulin resistance, including hormonal ones, but the leading and most significant cause remains unhealthy eating habits and lifestyle. That's where we'll begin. What's important to know about nutrition for insulin resistance? A properly designed diet can restore cellular sensitivity to insulin, lower insulin and blood sugar levels, and reduce fat accumulation. Here are the key principles. Follow an intermittent fasting schedule of 14-10. If you don't have any health contraindications, 16-8 is also a good option. I'll leave the link to my video on intermittent fasting in the description. Regardless of your dietary style, the majority of your daily calories should be consumed earlier in the day. Ideally, your calorie intake should be distributed as follows: 40% at breakfast, 30% at lunch, and 30% at dinner. Finish your last meal no later than 3 hours before bedtime. Do not skip breakfast. Ideally, it should be eaten within 1–2 hours after waking up. There are numerous studies showing that this strategy improves carbohydrate metabolism, not only insulin levels, but also blood glucose levels. Every meal should include fiber, protein, and healthy fats. This combination helps reduce the glycemic load of the meal. Your diet should ideally consist of 3 full meals without snacks, unless you have specific health reasons that require otherwise. If you do have a snack, it should also contain both protein and fat to lower the glycemic load of the food. For example, instead of eating just an apple, add a handful of nuts or a portion of yogurt. Do not skip meals. Eating only once or twice a day can negatively impact carbohydrate metabolism, just like uncontrolled, frequent snacking. Monitor your carbohydrate intake. The exact amount depends on many factors: your age, body composition, overall health, and activity level. However, it should never be excessive. To support carbohydrate metabolism, aim for no more than 120–150 grams of carbs per day. Protein should make up around 30% of your total daily intake. This will not only help you feel full, but also support better regulation of elevated markers. Make sure to drink enough fluids, on average about 30 milliliters per 1 kilogram of body weight. A helpful strategy is to drink a glass of warm water 10–15 minutes before meals. Replace all sweetened beverages with plain water. If you drink coffee or tea, have them without sugar or milk. If you consume plant-based milk, choose options with a lower glycemic index. Soy milk, nut milk, and legume-based milk tend to have a lower GI. Grain-based milk, such as oat milk, has a higher glycemic index. Include plenty of fiber in your diet. The minimum recommended amount is 25 grams per day. The ideal ratio of soluble to insoluble fiber is 1:3. You can also supplement your intake of soluble fiber with psyllium or inulin. For you, a protein and fat-based breakfast is the best option. How you start your day matters. If your morning begins with a spike in blood sugar, both glucose and insulin will likely remain unstable for the rest of the day. Avoid porridge or grain-based breakfasts. Ideally, start each meal with a portion of salad dressed with extra virgin olive oil, and only then eat the rest of your meal. This helps lower the glycemic load of the entire meal. Stick to a low glycemic diet. The foundation of your meal should be foods with a low glycemic index. You can include moderate GI foods once or twice a day. Completely eliminate high GI foods as well as sugar, alcohol, and added fructose. It's also important to manage stress and ensure good quality sleep. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels, which in turn worsens insulin resistance. Make sure you get enough rest, practice breathing techniques, go for walks, exercise. All of this will work in your favor. Insulin resistance is a reversible condition. Nutrition, routine, physical activity, and proper nutritional support can bring amazing results. I've seen it happen with hundreds of my clients, and in upcoming videos, I'll talk about which nutrients support insulin sensitivity and which nutraceuticals work best. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. See you soon.